I'm Martin Sargent. Clearly, I'm the guy. Duh. I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? That's rad, man. What's up? Never seen anything like that. Blingo. Blingo? Unscrewed. Okay, that's enough. That's enough, everyone. Come on, that's enough. Hey there, and welcome to Unscrewed, the snarling dingo nipping at the boot heels of the tech world. I'm Martin Sargent. To my right, as always, the wondrous and surprising Laura Swisher, everyone. Laura Swisher, give it up. How you doing tonight, Pumpkin? You all right, baby?
Yeah, pretty good.
That's good. Well, I hope that you have a little bit more energy than I do tonight, because I just got back from a little solitary self-discovery summit out in the Nevada desert, and frankly, I'm a little dragged out. The whole ordeal just kind of whooped me, man.
Wow, sounds intense.
It was intense, Laura. It was just me, the Nevada desert, a fanny pack full of diet pills, a Eurythmics CD, and a lot of quality alone time.
Wow. I feel really great. Like, I've been getting into all these little kitty sites on the internet.
Kitty sites too? They're awesome, aren't they?
They're so great, and I just sit in my cubicle all day long looking at the sites.
Yeah, the internet was built on kitten sites, actually. I don't know if you know. Look at these little guys, aren't they? Look at those little puffballs. You're right. I can look at those all day.
They're so cute. They get into like so much mischief, and you're like, ah, it's so funny.
No, they sure are scampy, aren't they? Look at those guys. Oh, it's so cute.
They're so cute, and it's almost it makes it difficult almost to to harvest them because they're so cute.
What? Sorry?
Harvest them. You know, nothing is tastier than the sweet meat of kitty cat.
Harvest them?
It's really good. And their fur makes wonderful slippers.
Oh. Dude, you're so creeping me out right now. We just talked about how cute these cats are, and now you're just telling me that you eat these? You eat kittens?
Yeah, well, I get them at this website, straycats.com from Athens. They have extra cats.
Oh.
I like eating them, so it's perfect. And you just call them up through your Amex, put it on the charge card, and then 3 weeks later, they're at your doorstep, and you throw them on the grill, a little rosemary, some thyme, maybe a little red onion.
You know, she's giving me the recipe. You sit next to someone for months, you think you know them, their hopes, their dreams, their various foibles, and then one day they say they buy kittens in bulk and eat them. God.
Wow, listen, Martin, you know, I fess up a lot of things to you, but you never share anything with me.
I don't have anything to share, really.
You've got to have at least one secret, Martin.
No, not me. I don't have any secrets.
You have one secret, so tell me.
No.
Tell me.
Yeah, I do. It's kind of embarrassing.
Spit it out. I'm here for you.
Yeah. Sometimes I like to go down to Bay Meadows Racetrack and touch the ponies. Just a little bit. I mean, just like light petting. No bad touching, no heavy petting, just light petting on the ponies.
You disgust me.
Whatever. At least I'm not deep frying sea biscuit and then prancing around in his skin, Laura. But anyway, as I learned on my recent self-discovery retreat in the Nevada desert, embrace yourself and you will find your one true star path. So, you know, I'm glad that we got all this out in the open tonight. I think it's gonna make for a better relationship between the two of us.
Me too, and I think it'll make the show a little bit better, too.
Yeah, maybe it won't sound like everything we do is so scripted. Hey, but tonight's show, absolutely, is a work of art. Do you remember the Etch-a-Sketch? Remember the Etch-a-Sketch? That thing's awesome. You know, the thing, blah, blah, blah. That's it right there. We got this artist on, George Vloshitz. He's taken the Etch-a-Sketching to a whole nother level, and he's gonna flaunt it here tonight. It's amazing stuff. Who is that? Is that Jordan or Magic Johnson? Jordan? Johnson? Anyone? Johnson. Great basketball player, Magic Johnson. And so that barbecue you had the other weekend, was that?
Calico, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And also we're going to meet a guy named Scott, but not just any Scott, the Scott. The Scott tonight. Plus, tonight's Girl Gone Wired is as tasty as a spring roll Parmigiana. We'll explain a little later. You know, Laura, hosting this critically acclaimed talk show, it's no romp through the daisies. It's a struggle. It's a struggle to create each show. Each show is fraught with danger. And if you recall, a few months ago, I introduced you to my very own stunt host, Dave Rubin, the man who keeps me out of harm's way. But there's much more to that story, and tonight I want to take you back to the day when we first met.
My first meeting with Martin didn't go so well. Well, it took me a moment to recognize him.
Martin.
I knew that I had to restore honor to my family.
My name is Dave Rubin. You killed my father, who was coincidentally also a stunt host. Prepare to die.
I recognized Dave's potential immediately. Stop! I got a better idea. That's when I gave him the offer.
Okay.
Martin's offer was just too good to refuse. And so my training to become Martin's stunt host began in earnest. To be a good stunt host, I had to really study Martin and just find out what makes this guy tick. Of course, Martin's characteristics were the first thing that I had to master. I knew when I got into this business that it wasn't going to be a cakewalk.
Lusty witch! Dave!
Lingo!
You basically have to be prepared for any type of danger.
What's up, baby? They call this the dragon. Come on, yeah!
Lingo. Lingo. Lingo.
Stunt hosting is
Dave!
it's a 24/7 job. I'm a stunt host. It's what I do.
Hey, Dave, thanks, man, for taking all those hits in the balls for me. Nay for America. And we've got outtakes from the stunt host training at our site, techtv.com/unscrewed. Lots more crazy stuff happening. Coming up next, these here aren't your everyday doodles. We got a true life etch-a-sketch savant here tonight. But first, tonight's musical guest, they so rock! Check it out!
Want to get your game on?
Well, viewers, we've granted your wish.
Games, and more games. Turn to Tech TV for the best in gaming, gadgets, and fun.
Damn it, if you want the cutest little thing with a machine gun.
Let Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb show you how to turn it on.
We are a validating force to be reckoned with.
X-Play, weeknights at 11:10 Central, only on Tech TV.
Welcome back to Unscrewed. So, you remember the good old Etch-a-Sketch? I do. My best creation was a race car that looked like a lopsided rectangle with turds attached to the bottom. But our next TV friend, he's got the skills, and for the past 10 years, he's been producing amazing drawings using nothing but those two little knobs in his tortured, restless mind. Welcome George Vlasic III to the show. How you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for having me.
This is crazy. I can't believe. I mean, can we take a look at one of these things now? This is the rookie LeBron James. Check it out from the Cavs, man. Yeah, look at the detail in that. This is crazy.
Thank you.
How do you do that? How long would it take to do something like this?
Well, they take about 60 to 70 hours on average now.
60 to 70 hours?
Yep.
And how long is it taking you to master this craft? How long have you been doing it? Like,
I started when I was about 9 or 10 years old, and my mom threw one in the backseat of the car on vacation. We were going to Washington, D.C., and I did the U.S. Capitol building. And from that point on, like, I showed my parents, and they couldn't believe it, so they pulled over to a gas station to take a picture of it. And from that point on, I just
that's
wanted
the
to,
actual picture? That's the original?
That's the first one, yep.
Wow, my mom threw like Connect 4 back there. It got me nowhere. Thanks, Mom. Did you get picked on by the other kids, though, or outside playing the kickball or the baseball when you were sitting in the basement etch-a-sketching?
I did.
Yeah, I'll bet you
when
did.
I first started doing them, they're like, come on, let's go play or do something, and I was like, I'm working on something. And they're like, what are you working on? I'm like, I'm working on an etch-a-sketch. It's like, you're working on what? And, they teased me in the beginning, and then, I went to the baseball game, and I did a picture of Cal Ripken, and Cal Ripken came out of the dugout and handed me a bat, and, my friends, some of my friends were at the game actually and saw
Oh, look,
this.
there he is right there, little 12-year-old George III and Cal Ripken. How about
after
that?
this, though, they stopped making fun of me. So
I bet they did, man. That was well before he broke the record.
It was.
That's very exciting
It
times.
was.
But how do you preserve these things? I mean, you brought these all the way from Cleveland. I mean, would you be really pissed if I just started shaking this thing after you worked like 90 hours on it?
if you could run real fast, yeah.
I mean, is there some preventative measure that keep me from...
What I do is it's aluminum powder inside, and when you shake it, it sticks to the glass. So what you're doing is there's a little stylus inside, and it scratches away the powder that's in there on the glass. So you're kind of creating like a negative image. But I remove all the powder, and it's pretty much on there for good. So
You must have you met LeBron James? Have you met a lot of other celebrities by doing the portraits of
I've
them?
pretty much met just about everybody I've done. I mean, from Jordan to Clinton and Gore and Muhammad Ali. You name it, I pretty much met him.
There's Clinton right there. Did anyone say, "Man, you made me look like crap"? In the Etch-a-Sketch. This is.
Usually they're pretty receptive. I mean, when I first started doing them, I didn't even show I don't show anybody my earlier works now. I mean, people were blown away back then, but now they don't compare to what I do.
Yeah, there's just so much detail in this thing. I mean, do you ever start a thing and you get like 40 hours into it and you twist the knob a little bit too much one way and you got to shake the damn thing and start all over again?
Usually I'm pretty careful. I'll get the outlines in first, and if I'm confident that it'll look like them, then I'll go from there and
Who's that?
do all the shading. And that's Coach Wooden. He coached at UCLA. One of the greatest coaches ever. Actually, the greatest coach ever.
And then we get another one. There's Ripken right there. Wow, that is just amazing. Look at the eyes. You really captured the eyes. He's got those really ghost-like eyes, Cal Ripken. Really spooky. Really spooky. Now we got the Dodgers coming up here, too. Check that out, man. That's awesome. So you basically do this to get free tickets to sporting events is what I'm getting from all this.
Exactly right.
Iverson, he's a badass. Did he get upset at you
He was
at all?
actually, he was really cool.
Doesn't he have a lot more tattoos than that?
He does actually. I did that one a while ago, and that was the picture that I used. He only had one tattoo at the time, so it's been a while. But he loves art actually, and he loves to doodle and do cartoons and stuff like that. So he was really into it. So
We've even got one of my heroes, Andy Griffith. Andy Griffith. There he is right there. And Don Knotts, the whole family, Aunt
whole
B,
cast,
Gomer.
yeah.
Where's the drunk, Otis? That was my favorite character.
I left him
Remember him? You should have put Otis in there, man. So you think one of these days people are going to start to take your art seriously? And that's to say, whatever be hanging in like the walls of the Louvre or some art museum. Has there been any interest in having an art show?
Yeah, I mean, I've had stuff at galleries. People commission me to do them. It's pretty neat because a lot of the athletes that I meet now, they look at it now as a piece of art. Before I was just like this little kid, trying to get autographs with an Etch-a-Sketch and a toy, So
Do you try to sell them to him? Like you go up to LeBron James and like, dude, I know you're making like $30 million a year.
30,
Give me like
yeah.
$5,000 for this.
Actually, I don't really approach the players, but people commission me to do them all the time. So
Yeah.
it's pretty neat. And right now I work a lot with the computer, so I still have to draw and paint and do other things. But this is a fun hobby, and it's.
Well, you ever think about branching out into other mediums like Light Bright?
Magnadoodle.
Yeah, I mean these are untapped territories.
That, yeah, I figured I'd try to master this first, and then go to another thing.
Wait, do you think could you do one of me? How long would it take to do one
Actually,
of me? I mean,
you know what?
I have
On the plane
these
over
really
here,
chiseled features.
I started one of you, and I didn't get to finish it. But if you want to go ahead and try to finish your own portrait, I'll let you
check
go
that
right
out,
ahead.
man. Can you see that? I look like hell. I look like hell. This isn't even our Halloween special. Look at me.
He captured your hair, the way
What
it
am I-
sort of limply hangs over your forehead. You got
Limply?
that.
It's full body. It's full body.
So how long does it take you to actually do this? Is it, you said like 80 hours or
It's
something?
like, close to about 50, 60, 70 hours.
Loser.
Yeah. So.
I don't want to brag, but while I've been sitting here this entire time, I've created what I think is a masterpiece.
Well,
That's pretty good. I see I got some real competition
That's right.
ahead.
Look at that. Oh, wow.
Look,
Laura.
that's
What the hell is it?
a dog. There's a dog and a little in Mexico.
A dog
And a little bit of Mexico over there.
Mexico. It says, I'm dog in
I'm, yeah,
Mexico.
exactly.
That's great. Check it out. Just real quick. Look at what they suggest you do. This is like how good it's supposed to be. That stupid little boat. Right? And now look at this. LeBron James, man. Coming at the hoop. Coming at the hoop. All right. That is great. Oh, excuse me. That's great. That's really great. I'm so excited to have you here. And for links to George's site, you got to head to ours, techtv.com/unscrewed. Great stuff, man. Great to see the kids are still doing the art out there. All right, coming up right after the break, it's time to meet a guy named Scott. I know nothing about him other than that his name is Scott, but there's more to the story, I'm told. But first, a helpful hint from our very own Laura Swisher.
Are you not getting your fill of Martin and me? Then why don't you watch us in our cubicles on our spy cams? I watch Martin all the time, and the only thing more exciting than watching Martin is watching me. Trust me, I watch myself all the time. When I'm not sleeping, of course, or drunk.
So, when I started the 7th grade, my mom thought it would be a good idea for me to wear a name tag so people would remember me. And it worked. Everyone remembered me as the loser who wore a name tag to school. But my next friend had a much different experience wearing name tags. Via Netcam from St. Louis, here is Scott Ginsburg. Hey, Scott.
What's going on, Martin? Thanks for having me, man.
All right, it's great to have you here, man. So, you're the guy who wears a name tag every day. It just says, hello, my name is Scott. How did you get into this business? Why did you start doing this?
It was all an accident. I was at campus on Miami of Ohio where I was at school, and at a seminar, I had this name tag on, and everybody had name tags on, but I had this idea, maybe I'll just leave it on all night. So I did, and I went out and about, and everybody was being friendlier, saying hello, striking up conversations, and I said, wow, what a great way to encourage people.
It really worked? Like, did the ladies start coming up to you? You made more friends that night?
Yeah,
it really increased your social life simply by wearing this name tag?
Absolutely, because the funny thing about the ladies is because you definitely get to meet more of them, but I tend to find that 2 minutes into the conversation, they all walk away because they realize I'm a complete idiot.
And you've made a career out of being a complete idiot, haven't you? I mean, you've sort of parlayed this into a business. What's that all about?
Well, when I began wearing this name tag, a lot of experiences summed up and some great things started happening, and I realized that this name tag was like my front porch. It invited people, to be friendlier. So I wrote a book about my experiences, and then I began giving speeches about it and talking about different ways everybody can make the world friendlier.
So it's all about creating approachability, basically.
Absolutely.
But you counter on your site, it doesn't count the number of people hitting your site, right?
Right.
What does it count? The web hit counter on there?
Well, if you go to the webpage, you'll see at the bottom, it's a counter of how many days I've been wearing a name tag, which is about 1,090-something. And the thing is that I don't think anyone really cares who's been to my site, but it'd be funnier to say, oh my God, I can't believe this moron has been wearing a name tag
Yeah,
for 3
I can't
years.
believe that either. How many name tags have you gone through? Is that literally 1,085, or do you go through a couple a day?
Well, the thing is that I have so many thousands of name tags all the time wherever I go. It's because the company, they give them to me for free because they're so cool. It's this company called Mako, and I just have thousands of them.
They may as well, because it's the best free. Okay, you call this the front porch theory.
Yeah.
So what if I built a front porch right in front of your front porch, but mine was bigger, made of giant cinder blocks, and maybe it was all jacked up with a hard-kicking laser light show?
Well, the thing is, Martin, as I've always heard, size doesn't matter, so I don't think the fact that your front porch would be bigger, it's more important that you find one that best works for you, because it doesn't have to be a name tag. Think about when you walk a dog down the street, everybody's friendlier, and that dog could be your front porch, Martin.
Do you wear this name tag when you're home alone?
You better believe. I'm home alone right now. I got it on.
Yeah. You see, there's a reason you're home alone. There's a reason you're home alone. That's because you always wear a name tag everywhere, man.
Perhaps. Well, there's also a reason I'm going out in 5 minutes with 5 women. So.
Okay, let's say you go out with those women later. Let's say, and you end up banging one of them. Are you when you're doing it, do you take the name tag off the clothes and stick it to your chest?
Like this?
Yeah.
Scott, I too, I'm all about front porches, but I have to say, people don't respond to me when I wear my name tag, and it hurts my feelings a little bit.
Yeah, it's understandable. What does it say on there?
Not interested is what it says on there.
Not interested. Yeah,
that's a terrible front porch.
But I'm smiling.
It's got termites in it. Hey, Scott, thanks a lot. This has given us all a lot of inspiration. All these people out here, this audience, they haven't gone out with a girl in years. Start wearing your name tags, people. I'm just kidding. Good. So they're all booing me now. Hey, for more information on Scott's quest to make the world a friendlier place, check out his site at hellomynamesScott.com. We're going to distribute name tags, you guys, after. We'll see if it works. All right. Time now for your nightly dose of something to do after the show is over. It's a little web game to help you chase away the gnawing loneliness. We call it playing with yourself, all right? Yeah. Okay, now let's see if I can figure it out. Tonight's game... Oh, I'm going to die already! Oh, that's terrible. Tonight's game involves these monkeys here.
Are you supposed to do anything to them?
I'm supposed to be shooting the monkeys, but I can't remember how. Oh, there goes Scott again. Anyway, what you got to do
really
is go on
fun.
the beach. Go on the beach. Boy, I screwed that up. I guess I should be wearing a name tag. Sorry, everyone. We'll play
That was
Monkey
exciting.
Invaders later. You can get the links to all of our games at techtv.com/unscrewed. I swear to God, it's a really fun game. Swear to God. Hey, stick around for some gratuitous breastises coming up. But first, can we hear a little bit more from that animal band?
Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
Dad's Cable News. This is Tech Live, bringing you the cutting edge movie magic and the cool new stuff first. Turn to the world's source for technology news. Watch Tech Live, weeknights 8/7 Central, only on Tech TV.
So check it out. Look, during the break, I got the game working. It's really fun. See, these monkeys are coming at me with their snot cannons, and I got all these explosive crabs, and I'm throwing them, and there's a fisherman back there, too. See, I told you it was really fun. You get the link on our website. All right, let's move on. My name is Martin. Hello. And what my front porch needs are some girls gone wired. Yeah, tonight's babe likes to be surrounded by happiness. Here's Kathy Ergens. Kathy is half Vietnamese and half Italian. Coincidentally, it was Marco Polo, the famed 13th century Italian voyager, merchant, and bocce pro, who was one of the first Europeans to travel to Vietnam. In 1271, the stripling Marco, his father Niccolo, and Uncle Maffio sailed from south of Venice, Italy, through the Mediterranean to the Middle East, taking the southeast overland route through Persia. Their journey took them over the Pamir Mountains, home of the dreaded moon cat, and across the Gobi Desert onto China, where Polo discovered spaghetti. The Yangtze River led them to the South China Sea, eventually reaching what we now call Vietnam. And it's quite possible then that Kathy is descended from Marco Polo himself or his Uncle Maffio, because we may never know the truth, but I'm sure they both banged a lot of the natives. So go to Kathy's website to learn more about this fascinating and genealogically complex siren. That's all the time we got, everyone. Gotta say thanks to my friends Scott Ginsburg, George Vlasic, the big-haired swisher, especially all you for watching. We'll see you at the bar. Good night.